morning. We are glad you're here with us again on Wednesday, hump day, if you will, whatever that funny commercial used to be. And we're delighted to have you back with us this morning. I want to take you first from the Old Testament thought to a New Testament passage with Jesus. You know, this time of year we tend to look towards the needs of others. Last weekend, our teens put together packages for the less fortunate, many of the homeless, and items that you donated. Coming up on Thanksgiving morning, we're putting together a breakfast to feed the homeless. We just helped Alpha Pregnancy Center. Many of you took tags off of a wreath, and you're going to help those that maybe found themselves in an unexpected pregnancy. And good for us. We should be doing those things. That's Christianity in action. And our culture, even our country, through Thanksgiving and Christmas, we've learned these things, and they're good things. But sometimes with the act of giving to someone less fortunate goes the heart issue of maybe judging someone else's life. And I want to take you first to 1 Samuel chapter 16. In that passage, we are taught that man looks on the outward appearance, but God looks at the heart. And there are several ramifications that go with that. We can look at somebody that's dressed nice, drives a nice car, lives in a big house, and we think, oh, they've got it together. Life must be good for them. And then we look at someone that's begging on the street, maybe homeless. Maybe they live under a bridge, and we have kind of opposite thoughts, and we judge them for other reasons in a negative way. Well, if we go back to 1 Samuel chapter 16, and we remind ourselves the kind of car you drive and the house you live in or the financial status you have means nothing to God. And so does the fact that maybe if you're homeless, God is not looking at that physical condition, because why? He's looking at the hearts of both people. Jesus taught us something about that in the New Testament in Luke chapter 18. And I want to take a few moments and read Luke 18, 9 to 14 and make some application for us this morning. Here's what Jesus said. He told this parable to some who trusted in themselves that they were righteous and treated others with contempt. Two men went up to the temple to pray, one a Pharisee and the other a tax collector. The Pharisee, standing by himself, prayed, God, I thank you that I'm not like others, extortioners, unjust, adulterers, or even like this tax collector. I fast twice a week. I give tithes of all that I get. But the tax collector, standing far off, would not even lift up his eyes to heaven, but he beat his breast, saying, God, be merciful to me, a sinner. I tell you, this man went down to his house justified, rather than the other. For everyone who exalts himself will be humbled, but the one who humbles himself will be exalted. These are powerful words that Jesus teaches us. And as we approach many of the holiday givings and events and things that happen around the holidays, and we think of those that are maybe less fortunate, be very careful not to think of them in a way that is judging or misleading, because their heart is what matters to God, not their physical address or location or condition. And the same is true with the wealthy or well-to-do. God is not looking at all that they have. He's looking at their heart. So in this passage, Jesus teaches us a couple things. You know, they both went to the temple to pray. But what they prayed and the motive of their heart and their heart attitude is what Jesus was looking at. So the Pharisee's prayer was self-directed, really, to himself. He was self-confident, standing up in a posture that gave confidence to himself before God. And the self-congratulatory part of his prayer, I thank you, God, that I'm not like this others. And notice he throws in there all these socially ill lifestyles, from adulterer to even tax collector, and he's bragging that he's not like that. And then the other prayer, the prayer of the tax collector, humbled himself. He beat his chest and he's praying, God be merciful to me, a sinner. And the ironic part of this, the external judging that man would do between a tax collector who was hated because he was not just taking money, he was a traitor. He turned his back on his own people to line his pockets by giving to Rome and stealing from his relatives and friends and neighbors. Jesus said his heart humility is what made him righteous, not what his occupation was, not his status. And so the encouragement to us today is look beyond the externals, whether they're good or bad. Look beyond the behaviors of people, whether good or bad. And let's look at their heart. Let's evaluate people based on the evaluation of Jesus. And the passage from 1 Samuel 16, man looks on the outward appearance. God looks on the heart. So how's your heart today? What does God see when he looks at your heart? Have a great day.